That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Do you have a dream or a goal, but are afraid of that next step because it's uncomfortable? How can you make it more comfortable? Stay tuned and find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
Serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it out.
Hello, my Dark Horse friends and family. Welcome back to your daily dose of Let's Get Comfortable Learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you? Well, that's infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur, or one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with another daily success episode on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur as we dive deep into success with some actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game. Because as we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those daily steps towards your goal every single day. All right, let's start off today with a quick question. Have you ever heard the phrase, if you do what's hard now, your life will become easy. But if you do what's easy now, your life will become hard. Yeah? I know most of the folks that will be listening to this probably have heard of it. Whether you've heard it or not, there's quite a bit of truth in the saying if you think about it. However, the real question really becomes, how can anyone really get that message that's in that statement if they don't know where they're going, right? Otherwise, they're going to look at it and go, well, I really don't get what that means. You see, for me, I don't think that there are large numbers of people out there that the idea of following their dreams scares them. Well, maybe it does scare them. Here's the better way to look at it. I think there's a number of people out there that do not follow their dreams, not because they don't have one, or because they don't, or maybe it's because they don't think it can come true, right? Or maybe more so, what I think is they don't know where to start. And in the big scheme of things, if they don't know where to start, they really spend all their time thinking that they're going to fail, realizing that, gosh, I don't even know where to start. How am I ever going to finish, right? If I don't know step one, how do I even think I can get to step 1012 successfully? So they really live in that fear of failure, and that keeps them from taking even that very first step, let alone a little step every single day. And then let's stack on social media, right? And we spent a bit of time chatting about social media last week. And I know one of the things on there that happens a lot is people begin to compare themselves to those quote unquote gurus that are out there touting how wonderful they are, how successful they are, right? And then they're like, gosh, I could never be that successful. And it'd be awesome to have that house or that figure or that car or that mate, but I don't know. So again, it keeps them from even taking that very first step, let alone those little steps every single day. And you know as well as I do, I could go on and on and on with this litany of reasons why people don't take a single step, let alone many steps, to reach their goals, their dreams, that burning desire that, was lit maybe many moons ago or lit yesterday, right? Maybe they were at some event yesterday. Like, oh yeah, I could do that. And now the event is over and they're at home. They're like, yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think I can. But it all comes, boils down to, stepping out of your comfort zone, right? We've talked about that before too. And you don't have to step out like 100%. I mean, it's not like you have to go dive into the deep end of the pool, although that's a great way to do it, right? Jump off the cliff and grow wings on the way down, jump off the diving board. I don't know how to swim. That's okay. Just get to the top and breathe. It's all about taking that first big step. So, and again, that comes back around to stepping out of your comfort zone. How do you make that discomfort a little more comfortable? So here we're going to chat about 3 ways that you can, step into your discomfort zone and make it a little more comfortable. And I think reason number 1, or step number 1, talking about steps. Oh, I just made myself laugh. God, that was stupid. Anyway, I think the first one, I want to thank the man Michael Jackson for giving me this one, because I think the very first step you'll ever have to face, the very first person you'll have to face, is the man in the mirror. Yeah. You gotta face that person in the mirror, and it could be a man, it could be a boy, it could be a female, it could be a woman, it could be a little girl. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself just how flippant special you are. And here's the thing. It's going to be a bit uncomfortable at first. I know when I first tried this way back when, after my daughter passed away and I started throwing myself into personal development, I didn't feel special, right? But I did it anyway. And it was like this 30-day regimen. It was something I heard Zig Ziglar do. And he had this little card, and you had to read all these lines while facing yourself in the mirror. And it was the first few times, I'm going to be honest, it was completely, I almost wanted to laugh at myself. That's how much I didn't believe it. But the thing is, I started to believe. It's like, you know what? I can be special. I am special. I have done cool things. I have thrown myself. Look what I've accomplished already. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Self-motivation, yeah, it's important. But internal inspiration, that outweighs any of the metrics, any of those KPIs, any level of scalability. And here's the thing. That amazing energy, that amazing motivator doesn't come from anywhere else in the outside world. It comes from within you. It comes from some little space inside of you, some space of creativity, whatever your creativity is. You're just going to have to program your subconscious mind to know that your voice matters, because it does. And here's the thing, for me, if you even have a spark of an inclination, of an idea, of a dream, of a plan, then you have that inside you. Something inside you said, you can do this. You're capable. You just got to take that first step. And then that second step. And then that third step. Look, here's the thing. I don't think your subconscious mind or my subconscious mind is going to give me an idea that I'm incapable of attaining. Now, do I have to bust my butt to get it? Well, yeah, right? Do I have to work with others maybe to do things that maybe I can't do? Well, yeah, right? We've talked about the power of involving others. But the thing is, all that internal motivation comes from inside. So take a minute every single day, or as often as you feel comfortable, and I would say at minimum once a week, and stand in front of that mirror and tell that person looking back at you, you're amazing. You're awesome. Your dreams are worthy. You are worthy. Do whatever you feel you need to do in order to embrace and lean into that discomfort. Lean in and whisper in that person in the mirror. Whisper in their ears, right? Let's start letting go of those fears, right? Start wrapping your arms around your own belief that you can do it. All right. Now you got a little internal belief burning, right? You stirred those fires. You're like, all right, I'm going to try this. This is good. All right, I can do that. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to tell the world what you're planning to do or what you're planning to create. Yeah, now it's really stepping into it. It's going to lean out there a little bit further. Oh my God, Tracy, I'm going to fall. Nah, see, accountability is one of those frightening words. Yeah, right? And the reason being is because once you go out there and tell folks, once you go out there and kind of, pinky promise, right, that you're going to do it, you're going to have to deliver. People are going to be looking at you, didn't you say you were going to do this? Oh, well, no. At the same time, it's also can be very empowering and very motivating, because what you're going to find is that most of the people that are out there are going to go, oh man, that's perfect for you to do, right? I've been waiting for you to do something like that. Or even if they doubt you a little bit, they're usually going to offer you some encouraging words. and maybe even a little assistance. But here's the thing. On the back end, you'll find it empowering to lean into this discomfort of knowing that you put this expectation on yourself, no one else, right? And that you can deliver on that promise that you just made, right? Whether it's a big promise or a small one. And I would say start with a small one first, right? Don't go out there and promise the world you're going to deliver the cure for cancer or the COVID, right? Whatever, right? But, embrace that empowering feeling of knowing that some folks out there are depending on you to deliver on the dream that you already believe in. Here's the thing for me, who knows who you can positively impact. I know whether you're creating a piece of art or a motivational program or a coaching program or something that can really change someone's life. How cool would it be when they come back to you and say, what you did, what you created, or just the words that you said made me alter the course of my life for the better, right? Man, right? Whoa. How powerful of a motivator can that be? Now keep picturing that in your head, yeah? And the last one I want to leave you with here is whatever it is you're creating, look to solve a problem, right? I've said this a number of times. Look to solve a problem and avoid adding complexity to the equation, right? Occam's razor, yeah. Occam's razor says when you have two competing theories that make the exact same predictions, the simpler one is better. So don't go out there and add a whole bunch of complexity to the problem you're trying to solve. Just get out there, lean into your discomfort, and tackle that problem head on. Find the simplest ways to solve it. I mean, think about it. If you sit back and listen, there are people out there complaining about so many things, right? Well, that's the thing. They are just complaining. Listen to their complaints. Find a solution for their complaints. Now, is that going to stop them from complaining? Probably not. That's their weapon of choice. But if you can get out there and create that solution, now you've got an opportunity to leverage as an entrepreneur. And here's even more magic for you. So if you would embrace this discomfort, you lean into this part of your discomfort and you lean in to seek to solve that problem that needs some attention. You don't need to have all of the answers. You don't have to entirely rectify the issue. The reason being, ladies and gentlemen, perfection does not exist. If you get them halfway there, 3/4 of the way there, 80-90% of the way there, they're going to get it. They're going to Mom, this is amazing. You don't have to be 100% solution. Now, if you have 100% solution, more power to you. But if you can just step out there and get them halfway there, now they're going to wow, this is flipping amazing. And while they're going, wow, you're creating the other half of the solution. Think about it that way. All right. So there you have it. You want to face that person in the mirror, right? Start talking to the man in the mirror. Anyway, like Michael Jackson says, and tell yourself just how flippin' special you are, right? And then after you finish telling yourself, then start telling the world, your world, the people in your sphere of influence, what it is you're planning to do or what it is you're planning to create. And then finally, look to solve a problem without adding a bunch of complexity to it. Actually, even if you don't completely solve the problem, maybe you can remove some of that complexity, and that's part of your 50% solution. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Now, tomorrow, we're going to chat about some things you're going to need to do in order to dominate the new year. Yeah, New Year's is right around the corner. So we're going to chat a little bit about that. All right, my Dark Horse friends and family, you want to keep getting all these daily success tips. So go on down there and mash that subscribe button. While you're down there, drop us a 5-star rating and leave us some kind words in the review. That helps us get exposed to even more people and help more and more, right? All right. So, and then if you want to get to know us personally, come on over and join us in the Facebook group. Go to facebook.com, type in Dark Horse Tribe. You should see us right there at the top. Come on and hang out with us. Ask your questions. Tell us your success stories. And if for some reason that doesn't work for you, go to your favorite web browser. Type in darkhorseschooling.com /Dark Horse Tribe, all one word, and that will take you right there. I look forward to meeting you in the group. All right, you get out there. You run your race. And let me hear about it. Tell me in the group. Yeah. Until tomorrow, think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
You know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.